the returning officer of Ablekuma North lied to the whole country, and we will make sure he will face the full rigors of the law, because he told us that all the 13 POs that came here confirmed the figures on the scanned pink sheet of MPP. We are grateful to the media. Thank you very much.
So that is the organizer for Ablekuma North for the NDC in Ablekuma North. He essentially addressed the press this morning ahead of the finalization of collation exercise here at the Regional Collation Office of the old office of the Electoral Commission, essentially to say that the approach that was used by the Electoral Commission in corroborating results in some polling stations, that system itself, in his view, has been tampered with, and he gives the evidence through a presiding officer for a particular polling station who claims that the pink sheet that was the pink sheet that the Electoral Commission based on to collate some 13 results. That particular pink sheet, even though it was his signature that was on it, but the figures on it, he cannot in turn justify that indeed those were the figures that he entered on December 7 when the election was held. So what happened in Ablekuma North was that elections were held, results initially were declared with 219 polling stations out of 281 polling stations. Outstanding 62 polling station results had not been added to that number. The NPP then went to court for a mandamus application, essentially, to compel the Electoral Commission to go back and add results in these 62 polling stations. When the Electoral Commission convened on Sunday to conclude the collation, they were able to do for 41 polling stations, remaining 20 of those polling stations for which there were discrepancies in the numbers that the NPP had on their scanned pink sheets and the numbers the NDC claimed to have attained after the election. The Electoral Commission itself did not have their own results to be able to determine which of these numbers were the exact results out of the December 7 polls. As a result of that, on Monday, the presiding officers of these 20 polling stations were called in to corroborate the figures. Out of these 20, the Electoral Commission was able to get in touch with 13 of them. 13 of these persons came into the Electoral Commission's office here at Ridge, and according to the Electoral Commission, 13 of them corroborated the results. But the news and the reaction we are getting from the NDC is that there's one of the presiding officers, in addition to the 13 who came on Monday, who actually claims that the results from his polling station were not results that he declared. We thought that we would have an interaction with him to ask some questions about the situation, but we've not been able to engage him. But he, as a presiding officer of the Electoral Commission, has come to explain that indeed his signature was on the pink sheet. Indeed, it was his name on the pink sheet. However, the results that were on the pink sheet and the writings on the pink sheet are results that he cannot in his own way justify, nor can he give certainty to the Electoral Commission. And so it appears that the NDC in Ablekuma North will be challenging these 13 polling stations for which the Electoral Commission had to depend on their officers to corroborate results on pink sheets that were submitted by the NPP. Aside that, there are 7 other polling stations that the presiding officers did not make their way to the EC's office here at Ridge, and the expectation is that today, Wednesday, they'll be making their way to Ridge to be able to finalize the collation. Let's see if we can get some more reaction from the constituency organizer of the NDC for Ablekuma North. This confirmation that the presiding officer has given, for you, what does it say of the entire collation process?
You see, from day one, with the 62 pink sheets remaining, as NDC, we do not accept any one of them, because all that the Electoral Commission were using was MPP's scan pink sheets. So from day one, we've always rejected it. And this is a clear case or a testimony to prove our point that they've cooked figures and they are just throwing it away. In any case, Ablekuma North constituency alone, this is the 7th time the EC is doing collation. How is this possible? Is it that the EC wants to, by all means, push a member of parliament for Ablekuma North? What is their interest? And I'm talking about EC headquarters, Mensa and Bossman Asari. What is their interest? Even the last time when the returning officer said he has 7 outstanding pink sheets, he cannot continue the process. We have to be here for over 3 hours waiting for orders from above. Who is that orders from above? Is Mensa the returning officer for Ablekuma North? What is her interest in Ablekuma North? But we are sending a warning to her. Her time of reckoning is getting nearer, and she will see it. What is her interest in Ablekuma North?
So, what call did you get for you to be here today? What information was relayed to you today?
Look, they don't give information. Most often, we even get information from the media. That we are coming, or are you also coming? Then I tell them, what are we doing here? The last time that's why we came in late. If we had been here, if they had informed us and have been here early, when the presiding officers were rejecting the figures on the scan pink sheet of MPP, we could have raised alarm. But they did it at our blank side. When we came in, they've already collected about 10 out of the 13 pink sheets. So this is the situation we find ourselves. And we will not accept it. All that 21 pink sheets that they brought, we will not accept it. They should recall all the POs in the presence of the media, and then let's do the next recall. How can you even bring a PO when the PO doesn't bring even an ID card for us to even authenticate whether it is a real person whose name is in the scanned pink sheets? That is what they did to us here.
For today, our understanding is that they are going to continue with the collation, meaning that they are going to continue with just the 7.
If Mensa, with this clear evidence, the man is still sitting here. The PO who didn't confirm the figures is still sitting here. If the EC could be this lawless and continue the process, we will all see. Because at least we've proven one person is here who is telling the whole nation that when he came here, he did not confirm the figures the returning officer showed to him. But the returning officer stood in front of you and told you all the 13 people that came confirmed the results on the pink sheets. So when the returning officer comes, we will put it to him. The two of them will meet face to face in front of you, and then we'll see who is lying.
So listen, as we speak, they have about 6 of the presiding officers at the headquarters. They are coaching them. They are forcing them to.
They are coaching
we know,
all the people they are bringing
including one name. I'm mentioning the name to you because you are the media. His name is Ezekiel. He will come. He was part of those who came last time and objected to the figures on the pink sheet.
What does Mensa want from Ablekuma?
But they have gone ahead to print some whatever papers, and they are asking him to authenticate it.
Why are you coaching them in your office?
In a meeting with Mensa. A meeting with Mensa with 6 presiding officers. For what?
The question many ask is that for the NDC, how come you seem not to find your own figures?
My brother, I told you here. You know, even when we went to the court made it clear that 219 polling stations were collected. It is the NDC that produced genuine pink sheets. All those while, MPP were saying they do not even have a single pink sheet. Having seen that we've exhausted all our pink sheets, then they spring us with surprise and brought in the scanned pink sheets. Who uses scanned pink sheets in Ghana? Do we do electronic voting in Ghana? Do we do electronic counting in Ghana? Why will we do electronic declaration in Ghana? What is happening? What interest does Mensa
for you, what challenge did you get with your remaining 62 pink sheets?
I told you, you should equally ask them. I told you there was confusion at the collation center. That is how come we were moved here. So we lost pink sheets. EC, of all people, are telling you they don't have a single pink sheet. So it's to tell you that we all lost pink sheets along the line.
We are told that usually the political parties have another sheet that usually a score sheet used to follow the process.
Please, you do know score sheets, tally sheet. They just 1, 2, 3, 4. So what does it do? If you pick a sheet and you've written 1, 2, 3, maybe up to 200, what does it help in collation? Is the EC also telling us today in the CI they use tally sheets for collation?
It has gotten to a point where now you need to find a way of corroborating results. In Domikwabenya, for instance, the tally sheets of the political parties' agents and also what the presiding officer had written on a sheet of paper, even though not recognized by the Electoral Commission, were used to identify the
They had something they were relying on from the returning officer. If you remember with the Domikwabenya case, the returning officer has a pink sheet, but it was, I think, the one they used for trade. Exactly. So they already had something. So they needed something they can confirm with what the returning officer has. But in our case in Ablekuma, EC is telling us they don't have a single document. So they are solely relying on all the scanned documents MPP is producing to them. That is the challenge of Ablekuma.
They relied on 219 of your pink sheets.
Genuine pink sheets. Genuine, not scanned documents.
The NPP has indicated that when push comes to shove, they will present the original pink sheet.
My brother, you were here. Mr. Nimako stood in front of you and held a pink sheet telling you they have all the 282 from Ablekuma. I told you the pink sheet he brought here was from Tema Central. When MPP sat on this table and we started the collation, did they produce any pink sheets? They produced scanned documents. They were all scanned. After they even told us we have everything from Ablekuma, they couldn't produce a single one. They produced scanned ones. So, but who doesn't know NPP with lies? Do you need anybody to tell you with lies? Who is leading them? Who is leading NPP? Who doesn't know Dr. Babumia? And you saw how he was disgraced as the pool. And they will get disgrace here today. Look, we know what is going on at the EC's headquarters. We know. You see, they gave you 2 o'clock. Up to now, they are still forcing the people to accept the figures on the scan sheet of MPP. That is what is going on at the EC headquarters. But in any case, Mensa, what? Mensa, please, you are a mother. You are a mother. When we are throwing words on you like that, that is not the training we were given. But what we are doing to the good people of Ablekuma, we are telling you it is not the best.
The EC has given indication that it is using this approach to finalize its collation. For the NDC, what other way is available to bring finality to the issues in Ablekuma?
Look, the worst case scenario, since EC, you are telling us you do not have pink sheets. The worst case scenario is to rerun those polling stations. You have to go back and rerun those polling stations. Must you use illegality to correct something? Is that what we are telling? Is that what they are telling us? Go and rerun. Since the 2 polling stations, you claim you do not have a pink sheet. Go and run those polling stations. Go and rerun those polling stations. That is the worst case scenario. And they are telling us, you see, anyway, we are waiting for them. Maybe they have to kill us here today.
Many will say that the NDC in Ablekuma North appears to be a bit defiant because the party hierarchy had indicated, or defiant because the party hierarchy had indicated that you should have let the EC undertaking its own action?
You see, who is more lawless? We went to court, we secured an application for stay of execution and appealed for. We served the EC, we served the Ghana police, but still, EC is still collating. So who is more lawless? Who is more lawless? EC is still collating.
Isn't it the case that the stay of execution application was not heard? Because last when they went to court, it was adjourned to January 13 because the NPP side had not been properly been served, and so the EC, of course, cannot be barred because of that.
You were in court. Were you in court the last time the case was heard?
We got information from the lawyer of the NDC.
The lawyer of the EC.
Of the NDC.
Of the EC confirmed that he was served with the stay of execution because the stay of execution was served to him on that fateful day at the High Court.
Yes, but the NPP was not served, and because of that, the case itself was not heard.
So we are serving. The EC is mandated by law to do the recollation. So even if a party was not served, at least once EC have been served, they should have respected the law. That is our position.
But my question directly with respect to directives that Dr. Tanko gave here on Sunday when the collation was ongoing. The NDC didn't have agents for Tema Central, Kaikwe Central, and Techiman South, but for Ablekuma North. And he indicated that you should ignore the process.
You see, we at every stage want to expose EC. Because because Tema Central were not present, their collation took about 5-10 minutes, and that was the end. Okankwe Central, maximum 30 minutes, and it was the end. Techiman South, maximum 45 minutes, and it was the end. With Ablekuma North, because we were punching figures in what the EC is doing, this is the 4th time after the last time we met. This is the 4th time we are meeting here.
So, some say this situation has occasioned as a... Some say that...
Thank you very much. I have been called for another duty. I'll get back.
All right. So that is the constituency organizer for the NDC in the Ablekuma North constituency.